Okay. Hi, everybody there. Just chime in there and send us a text on there if you can to let us know that you can hear us okay.
Currently 7 people online. Thanks for joining in. We've actually had some technical difficulties with Dr. Todd, so we will go ahead and hold this space together with everyone who's joining in order to create a healing space for some of the warriors of light who are leading the way throughout our world this day. And it may very well be you, but we're particularly holding Rocco Galati in mind this morning within our healing space, experience healing space.
So for many of you, you might know who Rocco Galati is, but Rocco Galati is a constitutional lawyer in Canada that has been right at the front line of fighting for health sovereignty, for body freedom, for body sovereignty, for health freedoms. He has been on the front line, and we just recently found out that he's actually quite ill. And so we had talked with some other close friends of ours that also thought that it would be a good idea to put together a healing space for Rocco. Now, normally when we run the experience healing events like we do here with different guests, today was supposed to be with Dr. Todd, but we ran into some technical difficulties, which is kind of funny. So it might have been that this is just the space that we held for this specific event then today. So things usually work out in the way that they are meant to, so we'll just roll with it. Whenever we do the experience healing events, there's always an opportunity to hold others in mind that we would like to invite to that space. And the experience healings are really there for people to have an actual experience with healing. So it's not so much information, it's to actually do something and have an experience inside. So we've actually talked with many people over the last while to get a better understanding of even prayer, meditation, and creating a healing space and what really works and is most effective.
It sounds distorted. Gracious Lord, let us know if the sound quality improves or not. We can always adjust the microphone to it, and thanks for the feedback.
And so a lot of times when we think about healing, we think of sending healing or sending love and light. And I think that all sounds good. But one of the things that we've learned more is that it's not so much us sending it, right? It's literally us just becoming it. And then from that place, we lightly hold others in mind, or sort of it's like we drop them into that space. We drop them into that field.
What frequency? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Field, frequency, state of consciousness. So when we go through this process, what we're going to do in just a moment, and we'll start, and it will, for the most part, it will be, most of this is going to be silent once we get set up. So apologize if we've got some sound issues here at all. Let me see if I can switch to. Okay. How is the sound here? Is that any better?
We'll talk a little bit more so that they can
I'm going to keep talking here for a bit and just tell me if this is okay. We've kind of switched it over to the other speaker, so we'll see if that works a little bit better. Okay, good.
Oh, Dr. Todd has stepped in as well.
Oh,
hi, Dr.
Hang on one sec. We're going to bring Dr. Todd on here now. Dr. Todd is here, so hang on one sec. Hi, Dr. Todd.
Hi, Dr. Todd.
We are on here live right at the moment, so
we're live.
Yes, we are live.
I need my lighting person.
So I'll prep you just a sec here, Dr. Todd, what we were just talking about, and then we'll see if whichever works out best. I know we've had a bit of technical difficulties here, so we'll figure out what's going to work best. But we recently found out that one of our Canadian heroes, Rocco Galati, who's a constitutional lawyer in Canada, that's been at the front line of health freedoms and body sovereignty and really trying to hold that line, that he just recently became very ill. And so we were thinking this was actually a really opportune time to be able to even hold him in mind while we create a healing space through the pineal tones and sort of offer that over a little bit towards him.
Sure.
So
then maybe Dr. Todd, if you're okay with it, we'll hand it over to you, and perhaps you can offer us a short, concise 1 minute intro. I'm kidding. However long. To speak a little bit about pineal tones and pineal toning and what exactly that means. And then we'd love it if you would lead us through the session for 11 minutes if you feel it's appropriate.
Sure. So let me understand the context. We're actually live and on the air right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody, this is Dr. Todd, everybody. Most of you probably know Dr. Todd because Dr. Todd's been one of our faves throughout the last couple of years. We keep bringing him back whenever we can. And Dr. Todd, when you kind of go into his work, he's like an expert in so many different areas. And particularly for this, we wanted to bring him back to do the pineal toning. So maybe we can have, Dr. Todd, maybe you can just explain a little bit about the pineal toning. And then if we're able to, then we would just go into an actual sort of experiential so people can experience pineal toning.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. Well, I'm usually in a different setting. I'm on the road. I've been teaching a 3-day program in Boulder, Colorado. And yesterday I was toning for about 8 hours. So my voice has that well-used edge to it. And the work with pineal tones is, in essence, a series of vibrational codes that go back to ancient times, and particularly when they're done in a certain way or when they're done with large groups of people in various combinations, when hundreds of people sing one pattern and hundreds sing another, in addition to the patterns themselves, it creates very complex overtones and harmonics and resonances. And at least according to the information we have from Cryon, these are awakening dormant aspects of our DNA. It's a bit like epigenetics and even a little bit deeper, going into the esoteric nature of all that we are and all that we can be. And the latest discussion is awakening some very deep, ancient layers that, in a sense, the theory is where our superpowers lie. So in our next sequence of build up to a big choir, which is the one of 11-11-22, the focus is going to be, in a sense, global, creating an engine for planetary clearing so we can accelerate an enlightenment process. And secondly, a personal process of an awakening dormant yet very powerful patterns in DNA that may give us abilities we didn't even know we had, or at least weren't active before. So that's a bit basic. And the metaphor is that the physical part you hear is just the smallest part of what's happening. It's like there's a symphony in the other room, and you hear the buzz of the snare drum, but that carries the energy of the whole symphony. Likewise, the physical part you hear is only part of what's happening, and it will bring even deeper layers with the part that you can't hear, especially when it's done in pairs where you create very complex and higher frequency structures. So that's a basic introduction.
I always appreciate your basic introductions, Dr. Todd. They're not so basic, but I love it. I love that you consider these basic.
But I think that actually sounds perfect for everybody to experience. I mean, we've done a lot of talking around DNA in this past series, and it's a big deal. And I think your work is kind of at the forefront of some of the work that's happening on our ability to start to open this up and see what potential lies there and how do we access it. So
11-11. Yes, Norman, thank you.
Thanks, Norman. 11-11.
So I think in the time we have, I would share two things. I would share the first level, which has the intention of remembering your divine eternal perfection. And I can sing that, and people are invited to sing along with it. And then a much more advanced pattern, which we call level 15, is the tones based on the Song of the Whales, is a pattern that's about moving between dimensions, moving through the dimensions with ease. And technically, it's more complicated to make with the human voice, and experientially, it tends to create deep enhancement of awareness. Some people feel like they are swimming with whales and dolphins. Others have said they felt like they were flying with unicorns. Others felt they simply, felt connected, felt their heart space opening, and that will be more to relax, close your eyes, and enjoy it, and see where one's awareness may go with it. And that would be sort of a brief intensive for the time that we have.
Beautiful.
I think that sounds great,
I
Dr.
think that
Todd.
sounds great. Yes.
Yeah, take it away.
Cool.
I'm going to hit mute on ours too so that the sound quality is as best as possible, okay?
Okay. So this is level 1 of the Pineal Tones. If you want to hear more, you can go to pinealtones.com. And this was received with an intention that all of you can say before you hear it, which is, I, as a being, am eternally pure and perfect, and anything that appears to be other than perfection is merely the illusion of this experiment of our experience. So, level 1, the intention is remembering your divine eternal perfection. Come on. Kamalu Makalu Makolu. Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to that, or even preferably singing along with me.
I
And
like singing along with you on that.
oh, did you?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You feel a whole nother layer of it than just listening to it. So out there, if you can, sing along with it in your home.
Yeah, it makes it much more personal if you sing it yourself, not just listen. Exactly. Cool. Well, are you ready for the whale tones?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Okay. So for this, I suggest just relaxing and closing your eyes and see where your awareness goes with it. And those are the tones based on the song of the whales with the intention of moving through the dimensions with ease.
Thank you, Dr. Todd.
Thank you so much, Dr. Todd. Haven't heard those types of tones before. I've heard some of the other work you've done, but I haven't heard the whale tones before. And that was I didn't even know you can actually make sounds quite like that. That was feeling like ripples of waves throughout my whole body. That was really phenomenal.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed your first whale vibration experience.
And Dr. Todd, we had talked about this briefly in the past, in that the whales and the dolphins are the wisdom keepers of the earth.
All right. Even deeper than that, the whales in particular, recorders of biological life for a system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, in a sense, a biological backup to the so-called crystalline grid, which is a record keeper. And the whales have an especially significant role of biological record keeping, the evolution of and the state of species. That's my understanding anyway.
Well, I love it because it's like our girls are fascinated by whales and dolphins. So every day we get pictures where my little one, my 4-year-old, will draw a picture of a humpback whale, and my daughter draws dolphins. And so every day, those are the two that they're most
intrigued by.
Yeah. So I mean, I definitely think they're all tapped into stuff that's beyond sometimes what we're totally aware of. So I know there's something special with all of that.
Well, what's interesting, when we perform this in a choir, the whole audience does the 17th level, which is the tones based on the song of the dolphins. So the dolphins bring in the whales, it goes back to the dolphins, they go back and forth through the cycle.
That's so beautiful.
Mhm.
We're looking forward to joining you, Dr. Todd, on 11/11/22.
It's going to be a party.
That's
I'd
right.
love to see you there. That would be awesome.
And we encourage everyone to, these experience healing sessions are really supposed to be experiential. So it's an opportunity to turn off the intellectual narrative, the thinking mind, and just step into a place of relaxation and have an experience for this duration. So if it didn't happen this time while you were tuning in, if you were curious about how Dr. Todd was making these amazing sounds and you had to peek in and look and you were more intellectually engaged, we encourage you to go back and listen to it over and over again and allow yourself to have an experience.
Yeah, it's like just enjoy the right brain massage part of it a little bit.
And we are sending our love and our prayers to Rocco Galati's family. And Rocco Galati, we are inviting you into this healing space frequency today. And may everything that is in the highest good be done. Mm-hmm. And so it is.
And may we all remember our own divinity. And I think these kind of spaces help us connect back to that.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Thank you, Dr. Todd.
Thank you. Great pleasure as always.